So, okay. My Facebook one. This is really weird because the Facebook one's proper behind. But it should be starting again. Right, okay. Next. We will get started at 7. That's when it's meant to start. So we're going to do that. Okay, so yeah, give me a like or give me something. Let me know you can hear me. There is a bit of a delay on the Facebook one. I don't think there is on the Instagram one. So just let me know. Let me know what's happening. If you can hear me. Okay, so yeah, give me a like. There we go. Okay, so there is a little bit of delay on the Facebook one, definitely, but we'll get started in just a minute. So yeah, the time due to start was at 7, so we will stick to 7 just in case anyone's late getting the notification of the event starting. So I've got non-alcoholic gin and tonic. Treat myself. Did really good things in the gym today. And I don't really drink anymore, so non-alcoholic gin for me. Okay, let's see, it's not quite 7 yet. God, these 5 minutes have gone dead slow. So right, so yeah, we'll just wait for a sec for people to jump on, and I want to make sure all the technical stuff is included. So hope you're doing well, and yeah, we're going to be talking about some ways that you can get on top of your diet, because a lot of people, not to their own fault, a lot of people overcomplicate things, and again, like, it's not anyone's fault. It's kind of either fitness professionals or like society or media, like everything. Yeah, everyone overcomplicates it, and it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. So I wanted to do some myth busting today. I wanted to talk about how you can figure out your calories and macros, like really easy ways of doing that. So 7 o'clock now, so we shall get started with the presentation side of things. So there's a presentation on the Facebook bit, but you can request a replay. Well, it's going to be a replay, but I can send it to you if you're on Instagram and you wanted the slides. So, okay, so let's just check everything's doing what it's meant to be doing. Right, so yeah, just let me know you can hear me okay, see me okay, and hopefully you can on Facebook, because I wouldn't know for like another 10 seconds or so. Alright, so how to diet without being miserable, right? Okay, so why am I doing this talk? Why am I doing it? A lot of people associate the word diet with eating very little, cutting out carbs, taking supplements, sins, points, bad foods versus good foods, and I could go on. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that at all. So I use the word diet simply for the foods that you eat. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So I think as soon as you let go of that negative connotation surrounding the word diet, the less stressful managing your diet is going to be. Simple as. All right. So let's get into the good stuff. Right. So would you like to know how to eat well, lose weight, or maintain your weight after weight loss, or maintain your weight as you are, and not miss out on the foods that you really enjoy eating? So in the next 30 minutes or so, you're going to learn secrets to go through a diet phase without making yourself miserable. That is the whole point of this presentation. So, quick mention, don't forget, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a link where you can download a worksheet for the motivational exercise that I'm going to mention. So we're going to be covering that later on, but you have to watch until the end to get that. And it is worth it because it really does help you dig deep and get really personal about why you're motivated to do what you're doing, or if you're not doing it yet, why you're motivated to make that change in the right direction that you want to head in. So let me just head back to my presentation. Okay, so let's go for it. A little bit about me. When my slide is ready, there we go. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm Kim. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach, and I haven't always felt the way I do now about exercise and food. In my teens, I struggled with eating disorders, and further down the line, I also had disordered eating habits for years after that. So for a very long time. I used to judge myself based on my weight. I would starve myself, panic when it came to eating a big meal, massively restrict my calorie intake. In the past, I've gone through periods of being very skinny, and then I've put on weight and felt really uncomfortable with my appearance. But that's all in the past. My relationship with exercise and food now is completely different to the way it was before. I can lose weight in a physically and mentally healthy way, which I couldn't in the past. And so I can maintain my weight easier as well. And basically, I just want to help other women do the same. We all have fluctuations in our diet, it's quite normal, but it's about managing it and working around it. So that's a little bit about me. So where you're at now, it might be some of these things. So imagine what life would be like if you went from this. So suffering through low calorie diets, trying every popular diet that there is, cutting out food groups and getting pretty hangry about it, spending lots of money on weight loss supplements, hating exercise because you just focus on burning off the calories and that's it, and having an emotional attachment to the scales. Also ignoring important areas of your health and not having a clue of where to start. This is a major component. So imagine you could go from that to this. A sensible calorie deficit that doesn't even feel like a diet. Allowing yourself the foods that you enjoy eating. Eating fats and carbs and still losing weight. It is possible. Focusing on protein intake for a strong, healthy body. Working out for fitness goals and general health. Using multiple metrics like photos and taking measurements. Managing to easily have a healthier lifestyle. Knowing what to do to change your diet. So going from A to B. Wouldn't that be amazing? And how freeing would all of that be if you could achieve that? So today's agenda, what we're going to go over is a few points. So 1, your body uses more calories than you think. 2, you don't have to be in that much of a deficit to lose weight. 3, you don't have to be afraid of carbs or fats in your diet or sugar. And the 4th thing we're going to go over is actually that motivational tool that I mentioned. So it's my favourite motivational tool because it helps you find your why. So going on to our first point. So your body uses more calories than you think. Okay, this is something very important to acknowledge. So a lot of people worry about eating too much because they haven't worked out, or burn enough calories in their workout. But more often than not, they're not considering their basal metabolic rate or their total daily energy expenditure. So your basal metabolic rate is the number of calories required to keep your body functioning at rest, and your total daily energy expenditure is an estimation of how many calories that you use per day when you take your current activity levels into account. And while your workout does contribute to your daily energy usage, of course it does, I wouldn't use exercise to burn off certain foods, because that promotes the mentality that you have to earn your food, and you don't have to do that. I would recommend that everyone and anyone ups their activity levels, because it does make your body function better, and on top of that it gives you much more leeway with your calories, and so it kind of switches that focus away from being very restrictive. So we won't go into the full calculations here for BMR, but I can tell you how to get a rough estimate. So you're going to get your weight in pounds. If you don't know your weight in pounds, you can either estimate it or have a quick Google, work it out. So I'll just give you a second to get that figure. So you can get the calculator up on your phone. Obviously, if you're watching on your phone, you might want to do that right now. Make a note of it, make a note of how to do this. Okay, so yeah, feel free to take notes. So weight in pounds. So you can multiply your weight in pounds by 10. It gives you a rough estimate of your BMR. So for me, I'm about 148 pounds right now. So that would give me 1,480 calories. So working out my BMR on my calorie spreadsheet that I use for clients, it has all the official recommended formulas on there. So it does it all for me on the spreadsheet. My BMR is actually 1,659. So as you can see, this isn't 100% accurate, but it's a good baseline to make sure that you're eating enough, because that is a common problem, particularly amongst women. So this method does work better for men, which is annoying, because they have a slightly different calculation to us. But it just kind of sheds a light on how it is, how important it is to not eat too little. If that's actually below my BMR, and some people will automatically eat below that. So next one, calorie allowance and TDEE. So I've shortened it now, total daily energy expenditure. So this is basically your maintenance calories. So if you were to eat at this level, ideally you'd be able to maintain your current weight. That's how it works. So this is one method of getting a quick estimate. So you've got your weight in pounds already. Use that number again. So you need the weight in pounds again. And if you're looking for fast fat loss, so this is for someone who wants to jumpstart your weight loss journey, or for an event or something like that. So then you'd multiply your weight by 10 to 12. So I'm giving you a range because if you're not very active, you can go for the lower number, like 10. And if you do a bit, you could use 11. And if you're a bit more active, use 12. So I'd definitely use 12 for me. So next, if you're looking for something more long-term, like more of a steady state fat loss, you would multiply it by 12 to 14. And again, considering your activity levels, if you're not that active, go for the lower end, and if you're more active, go for that higher end. Then if you're looking to maintain, multiply your weight by 14 to 16. Okay, and then weight gain, or for muscle gain, it normally is for muscle gain, you'd do this, unless you're recovering from something, you'd multiply it by 16 to 18. So I've got my figures for those watching the slideshow presentation. You can see what my figures would be with that 148 pounds. And so yeah, like I've said, for me, I'm going for the higher end of all these ranges because I do train a lot and my weight is 148. So times that by 12 is 1,776. Times that by 14 is 2,072. Times it by 16 for maintenance is 2,000 368 times by 18 if I was looking for some serious gains. It would be 2,664. So that would be if I was training very hard for a lot of muscle. I'd like go for that. Normally my surplus would be a little bit more modest. So based on these numbers, I bet it makes you question why people are on 1,000-ish calorie diets, doesn't it? It's a lot of people tend to 1,200, maybe even less, and we are conditioned to eat less. But at the same time, we know the national guidance is 2,000. So we know that for women it's around 2,000, for men it's around 2,500. So these are this is the national guidance for the averages, and it says it on a lot of food packets. You would have seen it on food labels, it's on the NHS website, but we still get encouraged to eat very little, or worse, we're told to eat very little by fitness professionals who should know better. So moving on to our next point, you don't have to be in that much of a deficit to lose weight. Okay, so you might be thinking, but I want to lose weight, like that sounds like so many calories. Lots of women tend to, or are told to, aim for very low calorie diets. I've heard of as little as 600 calories, which is absolutely absurd. You can't eat like this on a regular basis and be healthy. So even 800 to 1,200 isn't ideal unless you're someone who's very overweight and needs medical intervention, and that would be medically supervised, or someone who is older, doesn't move much at all, needs to lose some weight. Basically, if you're young and somewhat active, you need more calories for your body to function well. So for me, having 1,200 calories would mean a 50% deficit, and that's just ridiculous. You may have noticed that would also put me below my BMR, which isn't going to do a ton of damage doing that for the odd day. So for instance, say you're not well and you didn't eat much, that would be fine. But consistently under eating is really damaging to the body. It can affect our bone health, mental clarity, and energy levels, amongst other things. This is also why women lose their periods on strict diets. Their bodies can become stressed and literally shut off the things that aren't essential for survival. Not ideal. So aiming for a 10 to 15% deficit is absolutely fine. Maybe go to 25% depending on your circumstances and starting weight. So if you've been given advice from a fitness professional or calorie calculator, question it. So question it depending on your circumstances. Okay? So you can ask these questions like, what's your BMR? Is someone telling you to eat below that? What's your deadline? If your deadline's like in 12 weeks, you don't need to be so strict right now. If it's in longer than 12 weeks, you definitely don't need to be so strict right now. If you've got more time, then you can be a bit more lenient with yourself. Do you work out? If so, the deficit is going to affect your training and your energy levels. Is this number realistic? So the number you've been given or the number you've worked out, is that actually realistic? Can you live on that amount of calories? If the answer is no, consider getting a second opinion. Okay, and bringing us to our last point, you do not have to be afraid of certain foods in your diet. So if you didn't know already, any diet that helps you lose weight is down to one thing: a calorie deficit. So I just want you to know that if you didn't already, that's how any diet works. So literally think of any popular diet, any diet book, any diet that you know your friends on, how they're losing weight is because they're in a calorie deficit. So over the years, there's been so much fear-mongering about having low carbs or having low fat because they'll make you put on weight, and that's just not true. I've been sucked into it too. And now I know better, but I used to be afraid of certain foods depending on what I'd read or what I'd heard, and that would really affect me and my diet. The most common one right now is cutting out carbs. It's very popular right now. I see it all the time. But basically, overconsumption of anything can make you gain weight, depending on your calorie allowance. So If you ate 3,000 calories of bananas, you could put on weight. If you ate 3,000 calories of chicken, you could put on weight. So it does depend on your calorie allowance, obviously, but the body will store the excess calories. That's how the body works. It's quite intelligent that way. It's just that it's incredibly unlikely to overeat on foods like that. Because they're single ingredient foods that are quite filling, it would be much easier to overeat on hyperpalatable foods like pizza and donuts, which are a mix of carbs and fats, because they're higher in calories for the amount of food that there is. So any diet essentially comes down to the same thing in terms of weight loss or maintaining your weight. It's all down to calories. But they don't tell you that. So a lot of diets kind of reel you in with you having to keep buying from them and to keep using their methods, because without them, then you wouldn't keep losing the weight. So in summary, while you're perfectly fine eating carbs, some people prefer lower fat diets, some people prefer lower carb diets. You don't have to cut them out completely at all, and sugars aren't evil either. It's just a type of carbohydrate, that's it. So while I wouldn't recommend eating a lot of sugar because you won't feel good and it's not going to have the nutrients in from other foods, you can still eat sugar. And to really make a point of this and drive it home, I wanted to introduce you to the Twinkie diet. Not that I recommend that you do it, but I wanted to make you aware of this. It's just for illustrative purposes. A professor in the US lived on a diet of Twinkies, which are basically cake bars. If you've never had one, I wouldn't recommend. They're not very nice. And something called Little Debbie's, which are also cake bars, and other sugary snacks every few hours. He also had Doritos, sugary cereals, and Oreos, as well as one protein shake a day. So he ate solely junk food, but tracked everything and limited his calorie intake to 1,800 calories, which is quite low for a man of his size, meaning he was in a considerable deficit. So he lost weight. His body fat and cholesterol dropped, despite all the fat and sugar, because he lost weight. So I just wanted to include this to show you that you can fit in the foods that you enjoy eating to your diet. And for people watching the presentation, that weird looking thing at the bottom is a Twinkie. I thought I'd add that in there. So, let me ask you this question. Wouldn't you love to be able to not obsess about your diet all the time? Wouldn't it be great to change your body and not be constantly hungry? How much more simple and enjoyable would your life be if you can manage your diet effectively? So, what makes me really sad is the fact that women literally limit their calorie intake so much, and some people have struggled with it for years and have had a very severely limited diet. Obviously they've eaten more every so often because otherwise their bodies wouldn't function, but it really saddens me when I meet a woman in her 60s who's afraid of eating more, because all she's ever known is, as a woman you should eat very little even if you're exercising. So imagine living your entire adult life being so restrictive with food. I couldn't, like, it really makes me so sad. But in contrast, I'm so grateful that I've managed to work on my relationship with food, so that at 30 I can safely say that I don't have any issues surrounding food anymore. And it's bad enough that I had over a decade of disordered eating, but now that's gone. I've been very skinny, and if you're watching the presentation right now, you can see how skinny I was. So I've been very skinny and managed to get through that mentality of needing to be thin. I also put weight on during lockdown, just like everyone else, but I comfortably lost it and didn't damage my mentality around eating doing that. A lot of these issues that people have could be fixed with real education around nutrition, but unfortunately we don't get that. We don't have that. Not easily accessible anyway. So, and as you've learned, sometimes people get really bad advice from their personal trainer, and some people get really bad advice from their GP. So let's not even touch on all the conflicting information there is out there online. particularly on things like Pinterest. Like, it's pretty bad. So I want to help you know right from wrong, and know what's good for your body and how you can really grow as a person, because you'll be more knowledgeable around your diet. And I'd like to reiterate that when I say diet, I literally mean the food you put in your mouth. That's it. I don't say I'm anti-diet, because everything you eat is your diet. If you're cutting back a little, it's still a diet. If you're eating more to gain weight, it's still a diet. So I just wanted to clarify that. Fad diets or anything involving weight loss supplements isn't something I'd suggest, because you don't learn anything from it. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. So building upon the knowledge that you've already learned in this talk, I bet you'd like some more help, and I'd love it if I could be the person to help you. I have a couple of things that would be perfect for you. It would help you improve your relationship with your diet and learn how to implement healthier lifestyle habits. So, first off, I have my 90-day nutrition club. So, where you can learn how to ditch the fad diets for good. You won't need them again. In this program, you'll learn all the things across 3 phases of the program, as well as a 7-day meal plan to get you started, and that'll give you some ideas. And as well as my diet management ebook, how to eat what you want and still lose weight. So you can get stuck into that right away. So as soon as you sign up, you get access to the ebook, and as well as like the meal plans and all the other resources. And with this program, you get daily emails, so you're drip fed information, so you're not overwhelmed. There's already enough of overwhelm around healthy eating out there. All of this is hosted on a private members area of my website, so you can work through the course on there. And at the end of each week, there's a video recap for you to watch and a workbook for you to fill in, so you don't miss out on any of the actionable steps that I talk about in the emails. And all of this could help you achieve your goals without making you miserable. Isn't it worth giving it a go? It's a small investment, but this stuff is factual, it's evidence-based, so this information isn't going to change. You also get lifetime access, so as long as the course exists, you'll get all the information and you'll get all the updates. So if you feel like you don't feel like you need something as intensive, then maybe my Healthy Lifestyle Masterclass is for you. The Healthy Lifestyle Masterclass is a series of videos and worksheets, so you can get the basics of what you need to start. So this will help you improve your eating habits, your mindset, and help you with your training a little bit too. So if you choose to go for the nutrition club, you'll get everything in the masterclass and more. It's an insane amount of content and knowledge in there, and you literally get a daily email just so you can take it all in. But if you do the masterclass and you want to know more, you can actually just pay for an upgrade to Nutrition Club. That way no one is going to miss out, and you're not going to be paying any extra to get access to both. So if you buy now, you actually get a free coaching call with me that you can use to make sure you're on the right path from the get-go. Or you can use this to help create a follow-up plan after you finish whatever program you've chosen to do. So I don't normally offer that with my online coaching programs. Sorry, I don't normally offer that with my online programs unless it's premium online coaching packages. But with everything going on right now, trying to get back into a new routine, trying to get on top of a new fitness routine, I think everyone kind of needs a bit more of a helping hand to get started and get where they want to be. So, like I said, I'm going to put the link just so you can access it. So, I'll just pop the link into the Instagram one. And so, I'm going to give you the link for the ones, for the page that has both. So you can have a little look, compare, see what you want to do. Let me just get to the comments bit. So, it's not letting me write a comment in the Facebook one. Okay. Oh, there we go, it is. So, you just go into barefacefitness.co.uk, barefacefitness.co.uk/diet-help. So, that's just like a dash, like a hyphen. So diet help. So that should be in both videos now. Okay. So now onto the motivation exercise. I love this bit. So it's a way to find your why. So we'll talk about the process of it. You don't have to do it right now. You can take some time on it after the video. That's absolutely fine. So you can use a pen and paper or write it in notes in your phone if you prefer. So it's called the 7 layers deep exercise. This exercise helps you find your deep reason why, literally your driving force for doing what you're doing or doing what you want to do. So the reasons you're going to give in the first few levels might be quite generic. Simple reasons why you want to change your body or lose weight or start being healthy. So you can access that at barefacefitness.co.uk/7-layers-deep. And again, those dashes, hyphens, pop them in there. So if you're watching the presentation right now, it looks like this. So you start with picking a goal. Just go for one. You can always do the exercise again with another goal. And I want you to go through the exercise giving 7 reasons, but each time, each extra reason, it gets deeper than the one before. So it's not a list, they're all connected, and you do have to dig deep to get there, but honestly it's worth it. So if you're feeling like you're having trouble digging deeper and getting to the next level, you can get in touch with me. Please do send me a message. I can totally help you with that. So it's just barefacefitness.co.uk/7-layers-deep. And you can download the worksheet there. It's got some prompts on there too. So if you're really lost, you can kind of get some ideas from the prompts as well. So I just wanted to say, even if you don't go for the nutrition club or the masterclass, I want you to be able to take something positive away from this talk. And I know I got a bit deep towards the end and it does get a bit personal doing that exercise, but honestly, you should know what these things are, because it does give you so much drive and determination to get yourself where you want to be in life. So if you want to have a look at your options, head over to barefacefitness.co.uk/diet help, and you can have a little click through and have a look at the courses available. If you know you want one or the other, you can go to barefacefitness.co.uk/nutrition club for the 90-day nutrition club and /masterclass for the masterclass. And again, I'll pop those in the lives now. So I'll pop that on the Instagram one first. So nutrition club and masterclass. So nutrition club is the 90-day process, and masterclass could take you a few days, could take you a few weeks, however you choose to do it. So I'll just put that link in the Facebook one. So / nutrition club. So that's for the 90-day nutrition club. And masterclass as well. Masterclass. Okay. So yeah, cool, they're up. So let's make my video a little bit bigger. Yeah, so they're the links there. You can have a little look through them. If you do have any questions or you want to reach out to me, or if you want a little consultation, they're absolutely free. You can email me at hello@barefacefitness.co.uk, or you can get in touch with me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be hanging around for a bit to talk about the nutrition club and the masterclass, and give you a little preview of what the course looks like. So if you do have any questions and you're watching live, feel free to ask away. I'll just keep talking and I'll answer any questions if you have them. Where is my presentation gone? Okay. So yeah, just talking through. Oh, I've gone the wrong way in my presentation. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. There's the last page. Yeah, so you can just get in touch. And so with the nutrition club, it is a bit more full on. I'll just show you, if you're on the Facebook one, you'll be able to see the course preview now. So this is what the course looks like. It's an online platform. If you're on the Instagram, you might want to have a little look. And yeah, fully online hosted, which is going to be the same as the masterclass. The masterclass isn't 100% available yet, but it will be by the end of the week. It's just that it's much newer. I decided to make a shorter, more affordable option fairly recently. So while the 90-Day Nutrition Club has been in the pipeline for a long time, the masterclass is a fairly new concept. So I wanted a little bit more time to work on it, but it will look the same as this. It'll just have fewer sections because it's a shorter course. So as you can see on the 90-Day Nutrition Club, you've got your welcome bit, you've got all your resources, and then phase 1, which you get access to instantly. So there are a few options with this one. There is a payment plan as well if you prefer to pay monthly, so you can pay in 3 installments. And there's also an option for like a coaching collab with that. So some people do prefer like to talk to me about it. So what I decided to do is add a VIP coaching option. So with that one, you get coaching sessions, which will be done on Zoom. We'll have a chat. You can talk to me about your diet problems, talk to me about all your food problems, and I'll help you work through it. So because you get a few of them, I'd recommend spreading it out. And you also get your free one as well. So you can start with your free one, and then if you're doing the VIP coaching, spread them out after that. If you're going for the basic option and you've got the free coaching call, you can either do that at the beginning if you're struggling, or you can do it part way through if you're feeling like you're losing momentum, or you can do it at the end to give to help with a plan of action to keep you going. So with the masterclass, like I said, it's going to look quite similar. It is going to look quite similar. Oh, I think my ring light's given up the ghost. Okay. Needs charging. So yeah, the masterclass is going to be quite similar in a shorter format. It's going to have 3 videos, 3 sections covering nutrition, mindset, fitness. So obviously nutrition's a massive component of it, but mindset is so important. But I know people doing the course will want to start with nutrition, so that's why I've put it first. But like I said, you could totally do that course in one weekend. You can do it in one night if you wanted to, if you were really had the time and just felt like you just wanted to get it all out and done. It does give you some actionable steps as well. So some people might find this a little bit easier if they took the time on it and maybe did 1 a week. Or you could do the whole thing in one weekend and then reach out to me for your coaching call if you wanted to for the masterclass. So the masterclass is more affordable. That's why I wanted to include it. I know a lot of things are up in the air with people's jobs and stuff still, so I didn't want to exclude those people who feel like they don't have the extra cash right now. So if you do want to go for the masterclass and then you're like, actually, I should really go for it and go for the 90-Day Nutrition Club, like I said, you just upgrade, and there's actually a special link for you to upgrade, so you don't have to pay for the masterclass and then pay the full whack for the nutrition club. You just pay the difference. And anyone who's doing the nutrition club, there's a little bit in the course itself where you just do a basic quiz and then you get access to it. So it's a really easy quiz. It's not like no one's going to get it right. It's just a bit of an Easter egg thing. It's just a bit of a hidden fun thing that you're going to have there. So I just wanted to let you know, even though I kind of ruined the surprise, I just wanted to kind of let you know that you're going to have access to it. So don't worry, don't feel like you're going to miss out on anything. If you're doing the nutrition club, don't feel like, oh, is there something in the masterclass that I'm not going to get? No, you're definitely going to get it and more in the nutrition club. And then with the masterclass, it is more of a starting point, but it's good to start somewhere. So I don't believe there are any questions right now, but if you do have any questions after watching this, if you're not watching it live, feel free to get in touch and ask me any questions you have. I'll be happy to answer them, and I hope you can implement the stuff that I've gone over today and make sure that dieting isn't making you miserable, because you don't have to let it do that. I hope that you can build upon that and just really learn that you can eat a little bit more, not be worried about the foods that you are eating so much, not be so strict, and like, what's the point of being super restrictive? It's just going to make us unhappy. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this, and yeah, feel free to reach out.